Hail Internet! It's Paul, it's Matt. Dork Lords, we are here talking about Star Trek Discovery, Season 1, Episode 13. The past is Prologue. Alliteration.
Yes.
Again, a ton happens.
Yes.
Ever since they've come to the Mirror Universe, this show has been like on overdrive.
Yeah.
And the plot is like... So tons happen. I'll try to explain the plot. Yeah, let's do this. All right. So...
I feel like in a way it's simple.
Okay. Please.
Well, it's always simple for me because you do it.
All right. So the simple way would be Burnham is on the ship Karen with the Emperor and Lorca. Lorca, it kind of picks up right where the last episode let off.
Yes.
He frees all of his old underlings who have all been in agonizers for over a year.
Yep.
Okay, we'll talk about that, but okay. And starts a rebellion on the ship.
Yep.
A lot of fighting, lots of fights.
It's a mutiny.
It's an action-packed episode, I will say that. So lots of people, lots of deaths, too.
Lots of
the body count.
Death there. Yeah.
Woo! Very high.
But, they're all, most of them are mirror people, so.
Sure. You don't care about them. So Emperor fights back and actually kind of, at some point, Burnham joins forces with her.
Yep.
Basically chooses sides. Is like, I know you're a horrible person too, but you remind me of a good person, so I'm going to stick with you. So Burnham and Emperor versus Lorca.
Yep.
Lorca pretty much wins. I mean, takes over the ship.
Is winning anyway.
Yeah, is winning. And takes out a lot of the Emperor's minions and stuff. So, meanwhile, the Discovery is dealing with this knowledge that, oh my God, all life, all universes in all space and time are about to end, will cease to be because the mycelial network is dying, and when it dies, everything goes.
Yep.
That's a pretty big problem.
Oh yeah, it is.
So,
but you only need 40 minutes to fix it.
Yes. So what they decide is, why it's dying is because that ship Karen has this big orb that they're using the mycelial network as a power source, and so. But it's not that renewable. So it renews itself, but it renews itself more slowly than the orb is using the power. And so if they can destroy the orb, then the mycelial network will heal itself and all will be well.
Yes.
Problem being, when they destroy that orb and blow the ship up and blow up, they'll send out, the energy wave created will destroy Discovery.
Or will it?
Or will it? So in that moment, you've got the, dare I say, Kobayashi Maru, the no-win situation, in which they're like, okay, we can either die because the mycelial network goes away, or we can die because in saving the mycelial network, we blow ourselves up. And there's a great speech Saru gives. Saru is the acting captain.
Yes.
Is you know what? Boom. I don't agree in no-win situations. I know a guy named Kirk who I don't know, but eventually he's going to have the same thing, and then he's going to cheat on a test so that he doesn't have to face a no-win situation, and that's us right now. So anyway, he basically inspires the crew, back to your stations, or find a way, and sure enough, Tilly finds a way.
Yes, the most valuable cast member.
Really my favorite of all the characters is Tilly. I say completely without irony. All right. She comes up with, you know what? We can ride the waves out. And Stamets comes up with a thing, and I combine it with the warp bubble, and then we can, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Ever.
Fine.
Yep.
So,
and it'll replenish everything will be fine.
Yeah, we're going to be great. The only people not fine will be the people aboard the Karen. Yes. Because we're going to blow up that ship.
Again, Mirror Universe people.
Mirror Universe. It doesn't matter. No. Of course, they don't realize that Lorca is Mirror Universe at that point. They're told later in the episode. Or no, you're right. They're told right before that because he says, this isn't Lorca's ship. Yep. It's our ship now. So, okay, yes. So Burnham has just told them, hey, by the way, Lorca, the guy who we've been following,
it was kind of funny.
He's evil.
I think we might have assumed that he'd been told this, but no, it's not until the beginning where she's crawling around in the
Jeffries tube. Yeah.
Yes.
And she's like, "Hey, by the way,
Yeah.
he's in the mirror universe."
That's like the first thing. It's not him. He's not. She tells them finally that.
Which, by the way, if you're told that in that moment, I mean, you could maybe go like, well, what if she's being mind altered, or what if she's evil? You know what I mean? Like they pretty much take it on faith that Burnham's
because they've been with this guy for a long time.
The guy's been a jerk.
I thought he was a visionary, but no, it turns out that he's an asshole.
When I think back to the things he made me do, and yeah, he is a horrible person. Wow, why have we been following him? Anyway,
there was that time when he put salt on my arm.
Yeah. We also do get to see random cyborg officer on the deck gets to talk. You get him, Nebula from Marvel Universe or whatever. I think it's a she. I'm gonna go with a she on that one.
Me too. I think this is she.
But yeah, she finally got to talk. Like, all right, yay!
A number of people got.
Because you keep showing up, and you're like, who are you? So yeah. Anyway, that was good. So the plan is, hey, Lorca's horrible. We got this plan, but we got to get really close to the ship to do it. Stay in warp, because if you're not, they're going to board you until I give you the signal, Burnham says. So then they have this very stupid plan that it supposedly is a good plan, because Saru says, that's a good plan. It's not a good plan. It's not a good plan.
He knows good plans.
Let's give ourselves up. So this is the Emperor and Burnham. They were in hiding. Lorca's trying to find them. They're like, no need to find us.
Yes.
Here we are. Here are our weapons. We are unarmed. We will sit quietly and wait for you to execute us. Psych! Pop, 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 pop. And they start punching a room full of people with guns.
Yes.
Successfully. And so they do that. Meanwhile, for some reason, even though the Discovery shows up in front of the Karen and is like, we're here for Burnham, and he's like, Burnham's staying. And you're lucky she is, because I'd be killing you otherwise, but she is a trail for your life. But I'm keeping your captain, first officer, whatever. You would think in that situation you might keep your shields up. Nope.
No.
Lorca's like, I'm going to talk to you, taunt you, kidnap your officer, and leave myself completely unguarded. They shoot, obviously. Fire! Boom! Oh, God! Horrible things happen. Tables get turned, and Lorca is killed. Stabbed from the back, through the front.
Yep.
Cool, broadsword. Emperor killed. Actually, right after Michael says, "I'm not going to kill you,"
because that's not Starfleet. But it is the evil mirror way.
That's right, Terran Empire.
Yes.
And then kicks him through the into the Game of Thrones version of the moon door.
Oh yes,
thing.
the moon door. Yeah.
And he falls out. That's a really dangerous door to have in the middle of your bridge. Anyway.
Well, just shows how evil he is.
That's right.
Or she is.
Which they also. They showed us the moon door earlier when they killed Mir Stamets.
That's true.
Which was also that was pretty funny. I mean, for a death, I know, like, he died. But no, just the fact that they opened up this thing was like, and he's standing on the edge of it, and they're like, yeah, well, you're not really useful to us anymore, so we'll shoot you. And they just disintegrated him.
Yep.
Like, they didn't do they're like, we could, nah. He's like, I hate poetry. Boom. And they disintegrate him with a gun. They could have just done that without opening the door, is my point. Yeah. Could have just shot him. But they, no. Yep. Open it first. Okay. So yes, Lorca dead. And then the Emperor says, you know what? I can't be Emperor anymore. I've shown my weakness. And it's just not going to work out. I'm going to bide you time, Burnham, to escape by sacrificing my life versus all of these Lorca troops that are still trying to invade.
Yep.
And so she sets off to do that. Burnham's like, not this time.
Nope.
And so she basically grabs her before transporting and transports Emperor back to the Discovery in time for this ride through. I don't know if you ever watched it back in the 80s. It was a show called Voyagers. It's about like people. It was pre-Quantum Leap, but it was basically Quantum Leap. Let's go back in time and fix things. Oh, look, Abraham Lincoln. I don't know, whatever, that kind of stuff.
Who was in it?
John Eric Hexum.
Okay.
The dude who accidentally shot himself with a prop gun and killed himself.
Oh, wow.
That was unfortunate. Don't do
thought
that,
it was,
people.
That guy from Stand By Me. I must be thinking about a different show.
Okay. So, in any case, whenever they were traveling back in time, they did the little tunnels. It was like the... like light and then things, and that's kind of what it made. It was like, oh, look, it's the Voyagers. They're going to run into the Voyagers. But they get back to Prime Universe. But Stamets is like, look, I couldn't do it. There was a problem. And there was a time jump.
I don't think he said anything. I think it was.
I think he says, "Look, we're in the wrong. There was a time jump.
Where are we? What time are we in?"
So I was expecting when he's like, I couldn't get us back. Like there was a part of me that was like, are they going to be like in the time of dinosaurs? Or they're like 9 months. I'm like, well, that's actually not bad. I mean, of the entire, continuum of possible ways they could have screwed that up. Arriving back where you needed to be 9 months later, that's not so bad.
It's a suspicious amount of time.
It is. It's like they gave birth.
Yes.
They were reborn.
I'm wondering if, with Cornwall. Because think about what she did 9 months ago.
Oh, you think there's like baby Lorca?
Yeah.
All right. We do see her in the trailer for the next.
Yes, we do.
Okay. You think she's coming back to get alimony? Where's Lorca?
Where's that deadbeat dad?
He went to another universe to escape.
That baby daddy.
I didn't think. I thought of the 9 months rebirthing. I thought it was more of a metaphor than an actual kid. But okay,
we're coming back in the third trimester, Captain.
So, all right. So that's basically where we leave off.
Yes.
Okay. So the Emperor is in the Prime Universe.
Yes.
We did not see anything of Ash Tyler in this one. There were literally 0 scenes with him.
Or Laurel.
Although she is in the trailer for the next thing. And I assume Ash Tyler is going to come back.
Sure,
here. Yeah. We have 2 episodes left. Sure. But we did 2 things that... Now, you predicted that they would get back to the Prime Universe before the finale.
Yes.
So you were correct.
I was correct.
But that was obviously mission... One thing was get back. They've done it. Other thing was kill off... mutiny against Lorca.
Yeah.
And that's happened. And then he's gone now.
Yeah, he's dead.
I mean... He's dead.
He's dead.
They stabbed him first. If he had just fallen into the Mycelial Network, I'd be like, But he got
That's
stabbed
why they did all
first.
that stuff. Just to show you he's dead.
No. Now, Prime Universe Lorca? Oh, yeah, that dude. I'm going out on a limb.
Uh-oh.
It's not that big a limb,
No,
really.
it's not really.
We're going to see Prime Universe Lorca in these last 2 episodes. Mainly because... it's a huge open question that needs to be answered. So the fact that they set up a thing in this episode, they mentioned, when Mirror Universe Lorca went to the Prime Universe, they showed like some of the backstory to it, where he's in the Baran and he's getting shot at by the Karen, and then and he was trying to transport, and so it's the same type of accident that happened
more of it.
In the original series. There's an ion storm, and so. The line is, and they must have switched transporter signals, meaning Prime Universe Lorca almost certainly went into the Mirror Universe in some way. But that's all they've said, and there was never yes, and by the way, he was instantly killed when he came over, or we captured him, and blah 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 blah, or so
I had to hide his body.
Yeah,
So nothing like that.
The fact that there hasn't been any talk of that at all means it has to get mentioned. It just has to get mentioned in the last 2 episodes.
Well, I think it's highly likely that it'll get mentioned. Although, it might be their plot to leave it till next season. Although I think you're right that it's more than likely that they'll mention it.
And I'll say this is not proof of anything, but it is it supports the theory that we will see Jason Isaacs return in these last 2 episodes. And if you look on the IMDb page for Star Trek Discovery, it lists the actors, obviously, and it lists how many episodes each are in, and it's pretty specific. Like Culber, 10 episodes, Giorgio, 6 episodes. So it goes, it tells you the things. And And right,
And sometimes they do it the other way deliberately.
right. In this case, for Lorca, it says 15 episodes. So it does, if he was dead at 13,
So technically, he wasn't in the first two at all.
was he not in it at all? I guess you're right.
He wasn't in it.
Okay, well, then there you go. It's wrong. You just proved it right and wrong. Boom. Take it apart. So all right. Well, then never mind.
So really,
that.
what it might be referring to is that he's just on for the season, and so season 15, and that's what he has.
Yeah. Okay. Good call.
And people who like Giorgio and like Landry, who were deliberately only in certain seasons, and two, it might be a part of also that. Well, they were probably only selectively in the credits, probably.
Now let's talk about Landry real fast. So Landry,
He's a great singer again.
So Prime Universe Landry was the one who was the second in command for Lorca, and then went and got
head of security.
Okay, head of security. All right,
Yeah,
that's like second in command.
Because it was
Saru, right? Saru second in
yeah.
command. Yeah, so she's third-ish in whatever, somewhere in the top 5.
Yeah.
Okay. And she's the one that's like, Lorca's like, look, I want to know more about the tardigrade. Go fight it. Yeah. She goes in like, and then it's like stupidly just opens the thing and gets mauled to death.
I think
like that.
Told them to figure out what its weapons were.
Yeah.
And she said, I'll just fight it.
Yeah.
I think that's...
You're saying Lorca didn't say, go die.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Even though now we know that's exactly what he would say.
Yeah. Her method to figure out how the tardigrade fights and it was to die.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, I'll just poke it.
Yeah. So that was just like this really abrupt, never really got to know her moment in the series. It was really early.
It was like
third or fourth episode or something. It was like gone.
Yeah.
And so now, flash forward 10 episodes, and Mirror Universe Landry. There she is.
There she is.
She's been, first of all, she's been in an agonizer for, he mentions like a year and 18 days or something like that. And all these people are in these agonizers for over a year.
Yes.
No ill effects.
Yeah, not any that were very noticeable.
I mean, you would think the psychological damage alone would be like, you would be a shell of the person you would be normally.
Yeah, well, with Lorca running around, you didn't get a sense, once he had taken over, that he was suffering, especially from that.
Yeah.
But at least when he was, like, freshly out of it talking to Michael, it looked like,
yeah, oh my god, yeah, right.
So go kill those people on the planet. And she's like, no, I can't because I'm starving. He's like, fuck you.
But so that was just like 2 days. That was like 2 days of agonizing.
Well, it may have been longer than 2 days.
Okay, but within a week.
Maybe, yeah. Still.
Now extend that.
Yes.
By 380
it's
days.
Such a crazy.
Like the idea that you would just be like for a year, and then you'd be, pew!
Yep.
All right, let's go. I'm ready to fight. What? Oh, just okay. Yeah, I remember everybody, and I'm cool with it, and I'm still gung ho. You're like, I think you'd be a just puddle of goo,
maybe
emotionally. But anyway, she's better than that. She's
yes,
like, no. I have a sense of identity. I knew you'd be back the whole time. Let's do this.
Try to keep dorking out on it. Because, if you think about what a way they might have tried to do it is to do people's nerves or whatever, and if you do a lot of damage to it, but maybe also something where it rejuvenates the thing that it tortures. So, maybe there's like a, I feel better now. Well.
I see what you're, okay. And let's do the anti-agonizer.
Yeah.
Good.
Woo!
And now agonize.
Let's hit that first one more.
Yeah. Oh, this feels great.
No.
Hit that button.
No.
So she's back. I think she advocated something that he turns her down. I forgot. Anyway. She's like, oh yeah, we should retreat and bide our time. He's like, no, you're an idiot. So at the very end, she her last line is like, is that containment field still up? And then, which it's not. And the ship blows up and she dies. So they brought her back for
we assume that she
half
died.
an hour. Okay, true. She had an invisible death, but
You have more faith that Lorca's coming back, the evil Lorca. Than,
well, he went into the mycelial network. He's a mycelium. He's a paramecium.
The mycelial exploded on her.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. No, it bamfed them into another world.
Coming back, but I would like her to come back.
Yeah, it was a shame. She was like, "I'm back." Oh, I'm not back. Mycelium network. Oh, so there was this odd moment, which was very specific, which was mycelium spores like, and there's a green one that goes, boom, and it lands on Tilly's shoulder.
Yes.
I was like the Horton hears a who moment.
Yes, it was.
Like, so, what does that suggest? I have a theory. Okay. Actually, I have a couple theories, but I'll have theories. Okay. Here's the theories. Here's the theory I've got. I believe it was said when they had the big "we're all gonna die" moment. Let's make plans. That the plan was we're going to use all of our spores to shoot into this orb, right?
Yes.
And then we're just going to rely on the energy created by this explosion to power our engines. Yes. But that would theoretically mean they don't have any more spores,
right?
To then use the drive anymore.
Sure.
Except this one.
Oh.
On the shoulder.
Ah.
So I think they're going to use that to grow more spores. Okay. And then they'll be able to use the drive again, maybe. Yeah? Okay.
I feel like the whole thing is pretty tenuous from a logical standpoint, so...
logic got thrown out the window a long time ago on this, but they did save all the universes. The multiverse.
Yes, they saved all those things.
There was a very heavy-handed environmental message, which I agree with. We shouldn't overuse our resources. I get that, but the way that Stamets said it was like something like, "They foolishly thought they could use a renewable resource without renewing it." Huh? Does that sound familiar, anyone? Okay, thanks. I appreciate that, show. Got it. They saved the everything. Life as we know it. Now, they come back 9 months later, in time for a Lorca baby.
Yeah. Time for the bris.
And they find out that, Klingons won. Are winning handily.
Yes.
So in that 9 months, that's a short period of time. Just
for
a battle throughout.
They were saying you better get this info to them because they're really not doing well.
All right.
So and then 9 months later.
9 months later.
So we've got that info you needed.
So the Klingons won. We're not exactly sure how all that transpired.
Sure.
We don't. Oh, here's the other question. It seems like they've, especially when they mentioned Lorca switching signatures with other Lorca, and they did mention Discovery switching with the Mirror Discovery back when it first arrived. Mm-hmm. It seems like that's what they've set up, is that things get shifted and they move over. So I'm guessing that when they came across Mirror Discovery, went back to Mirror Universe.
That's what I would think.
So we're not going to actually see that ship.
Yes.
Which is a little bit of a shame. I don't know. I'd almost like to see that.
Yeah, it seemed like that's what they said. I feel like I don't necessarily see why using your little thing means okay.
Yeah.
It's let's go over here.
Going through the Voyager tunnels.
There on the other side? I mean,
do they have to transpose themselves? I don't know. I don't know what that was all about. But, so yes, they could easily say, no, the ship's still there, running around killing people.
Yeah, although you think they'd know that, though.
Right, you think they would have brought that up on the little...
Right.
Oh, by the way, there's another... Oh, there it is, the Discovery. So that's kind of a question. It's okay, I guess it zipped back, perhaps.
Yeah.
The Emperor... We see in the trailer for the next episode that they are... At least the Emperor is giving advice on how to win the war. Hey, back on my side,
dear Abby,
we just kill everyone.
Yes.
I don't know if you did that plan. So whether they take that advice or not, I kind of hope they don't, frankly. But
Sure.
let's be evil. That's how we win.
Yes.
Great. So that how the Emperor fits into the Prime Universe is a question.
Yes.
At this point.
Yeah. And if she makes it out of the season, you know.
Right. Does she sacrifice herself in another way? I mean, obviously Burnham is feeling this sense of connection to her
and obligation.
And sense of obligation and guilt over what happened to the woman with her face.
Yes. Yep.
There were so yeah. I also enjoyed the scene where Burnham tells Lorca, like, if you'd have just asked us, we would. And the look on his face, it was just silence. I don't think he says anything. I think he
definitely doesn't say anything.
What? Really? Just literally, you put me all through all this? You're going to kill me because I didn't ask? But yeah, I mean, so your thought was maybe they wouldn't have actually helped him out. Just because they were so busy fighting a war. They're like,
it seemed like
let's get this guy back to his homeworld.
Yeah.
I think they would have tried.
I mean, perhaps they would have said, please wait till we finish this, in which case, he's got more of a need to help them. But, I don't know. I think it's debatable how much. And two...
Well, okay, go ahead. Sorry. And two. I have a point to add to that. But
go ahead.
Okay.
I forgot my point.
Oh, okay, good.
You got me.
And two... he had an extra thing of, look, I'm Mirror Lorca. You don't already know about the Mirror Universe. It exists. I'm that guy. Your guy is trapped as well. So by getting me back, you're going to bring back your captain.
If that's what happened.
So that would be extra incentive to get him back. It would be like, let's get our Lorca back.
If that's the case, which we don't know that to be the case.
We don't, but he could have argued that. Or I don't know what he knew.
That'd be a lie, though. Actually, we don't know that's a lie.
We don't know it's a lie.
If it's true.
But I'm just saying, from their standpoint, they'd be like, oh, you know what? Lorca's important to us. He's a starship captain. We have reason. Like, this guy doesn't know anything about our side of things. Let's get him back and get our guy back. Anyway, I mean, I think they would have tried to get him back. Now, they didn't know how to do it, though.
It's like, here's why I want to get back. So I can...
Yeah, maybe
be the Emperor.
Maybe don't mention the fact that.
See, there you go.
Oh, and by the way, I'm a horrible racist.
Yeah.
And I hate any other species, and I'm a conniving, horrible person.
So when do we start?
All right, when do we? Yeah, he gives the big speech of like, whatever. People, humans only.
America first. Oh, I'm thinking about somebody else.
Okay. So yeah, that was a kind of a big thing because he's never really gone that route as he's been hiding who he is.
Yes.
He also his accent changed. I don't know. That's what I got. He did not have the same Southern accent that he had in previous episodes.
He had a different one,
but it was kind of a little different. Yeah, it was like a subtle. He didn't have the twang. Anyway. I don't know, it was a little weird. I was like, is that because it's you? Were you faking an accent? Maybe the other... He wouldn't know. I guess he could have seen ship's logs of like...
Yeah.
Prime Universe Lorca. Oh, he has more of a twang.
In the Mirror Universe, he wasn't from Virginia, he was from Texas.
Right.
So...
a little alteration there. What other points to make on this episode, sir?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we still don't know. We imagine that the mycelial engine was not long for this world, but is it? I don't know. Maybe they only got back some. Maybe
it seemed like it was a one-time use, and now they have to figure out if they want to use it again, they're going to have to grow another farm.
Okay, maybe that's
right. Although I'll say this. This is what I hope does not happen. I enjoyed this episode. I thought action-packed, very cool. Because we just brought up this idea of the spore drive being used again, which again, like creating more continuity problems for later. I hope that they don't just figure out a way to go back in time and undo the season.
Right.
We don't want to. It was all a dream style ending to this season. Don't do it.
No.
Don't do it.
No.
So, hey, look, we could go back even before Mirror Universe Lorca showed up and we'll just have Prime Lorca, and then we're like, no, don't do it. We'll make the decision not to use a sport drive. Okay, I don't want it. I want this thing to have consequence. I want, figure out a way to make this work in the continuity instead of just going, psych. No, didn't mean anything. Like, I would be unsatisfied with that resolution to this problem.
I mean, unless you really committed to it. So, any way they could do it where I was like, okay, let's see, show me something, is that's the second season.
The second season is what?
Them back in time, and how do they undo everything that caused it to happen?
So, in other words, it's a season-long arc, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because actually, what I feel like, I don't know. Part of me wonders if this whole thing would have happened if it was actually like a 18 or 20 episode season, because they packed so much in these last couple of episodes.
Bang, bang, bang.
Where it's like I think it would have benefited from having more time. But there are people who often get frustrated with that.
I agree, though, that more time. Because we learned some huge things in these episodes. Even the idea that the crew learns, oh yeah, that captain you followed for a year, was lying to you the whole time. Well, that just take that in, and then he dies.
These last couple of episodes relied rather heavily. You mentioned what a crazy plan they had, but really the whole plan hinged on the fact that Lorca is so attached to fate that he will stupidly trust Burnham.
She's like, I'll give you my mind and nothing else.
Yeah. It's like, when he first brought her onto the ship, she was like, I'll be happy to spend the rest of my days in prison. He's like, oh, don't you want to be a part of something? And then, he had to basically trick her into going along. But even all along, she's like, no, I want to do the good thing, even though I mutinied. If he had been wisely understanding of Burnham's nature, he wouldn't have thought that she would just go along with this plan of his. Him using Burnham to get back to the, have a reason to sort of see the Emperor. That, okay, I buy that, right? Because it's sort of like, why should I trust this guy? But
it's my daughter.
Yeah, she's the nature of their relationship. It makes more sense, even though you think she's been betrayed. But it's a really extended relationship. It's a mother-daughter relationship. So that's easier to buy, but, they didn't establish a relationship the way that he had with his mirror, Burnham.
I see what you're saying. You're saying that given all this evidence to the contrary, where Burnham constantly is going, hey, that's not right.
Yeah.
Like, all that evidence to the contrary, he still is kind of stupidly believes that, no, you'll willingly come and do the evil thing for me.
Yeah.
I got it. That was...
So, I think it would have been more interesting, too, because he all this time when he's making these crazy plans, and they worked out for him. This whole plan was crazy. So that's an argument like, look, fate helped it work out. If only there'd been more instances where he started to doubt, like, maybe this is a crazy plan, but he was rewarded far too much. So... I think it would have benefited from having some more episodes just to sort of not have it seem so jarring.
I think it would have been. I would have enjoyed more episodes of him as the villain, like the out and out villain.
Yeah.
Hey, we learned he's a villain. Oh my God, he's a mirror universe Lorca.
Yep.
Now make him be the main baddie for a while.
Yeah.
Instead of he's a mirror universe Lorca, dead.
Right.
Less than an episode later, he was dead.
Because it's interesting that we had as many episodes that we had in this mirror universe, but their whole, we're evil, we want to rule everything. It's pretty one-dimensional. So now that we've had this, I guess that's the argument to make it short, because actual or what we thought of, he was much more interesting when he was trying to be good. But now that I can be evil, he's pretty one-dimensional.
Gotcha. Right. He kind of fell back into the... he's known as being good villains, or I'm the Patriot and Harry Potter, and
oh yeah,
I'm sinister guy. He did the I'm Sinister guy thing. But I'd love to have him as the villain. Anyway, it was a shame that it was like, oh,
yes,
he's gone.
Yeah, it would have been a lot more.
Fight him, fight against him. Put him in an agonizer because he likes to be tortured over and over again. Not thrown out the moon door. Anyway, so that was episode 13.
Yes,
we'll be back.
Yes,
for 14 and 15.
Yes,
and we're going to talk about Metalhead. Talking about Black Mirror. It's Paul's favorite episode of Black Mirror of all time. We're coming up on that later in the week. So stay tuned. Subscribe if you want to see that. And also Counterpart. We'll be talking about that next week.
Oh, yeah.
So all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah.
And for all that and more, it's the Dork Lords. Bye, everybody.